Hi, boys and girls. So the other day in writing, I had you remember about a time you had a really bad day, kind of like Alexander had a bad day. And we practiced telling our story and writing about it using our beginning, middle, and end, and making sure we had those good time words in our story because good writers do that. So today I'm going to use this as an excuse to read the first Knuffle Bunny book that I really wanted to read you the other day, but I didn't have it. So I went home and got it. And I'm going to read you this book, and then we're going to write our own story that is similar to Trixie's story. So if you notice, since this is the first Knuffle Bunny book, Trixie is a lot younger. She's kind of a baby here. And in the Knuffle Bunny 2 book, she was like a preschooler, right? Because she was starting school. So the books, time has kind of passed. So anyway, this is the first Knuffle Bunny when Trixie is young. Okay, so here we go. Not so long ago, before she could even speak words, Trixie went on an errand with her daddy. Oh, there they go. Look at how Mo Willems uses those good time words. Not so long ago, before she could even speak words. That explains the time, doesn't it? Trixie and her daddy went down the block, through the park, past the school, and into the laundromat. Trixie helped her daddy put the laundry into the machine. She even got to put the money into the machine. Look really closely at that machine. See if you notice something. And then they left. See if you noticed. But a block or so later, Trixie realized something. Okay, look at this good time word again. But a block or so later, and she realized something. Let's see. Trixie turned to her daddy and said, "Aggle, flaggle, kablabble." "That's right," replied Daddy. "We're going home." I don't think he speaks infant, does he? "Aggle, flaggle, kablabble," said Trixie again. "Blaggle, plabble, wumby, flappy, snurp." She can't talk words yet. She's trying to explain. "Now, please don't get fussy," said her daddy. Well, she had no choice. Trixie bawled. "Ah!" She went boneless. Because she's throwing a fit, right? She did everything she could to show how unhappy she was. By the time they got home, her daddy was unhappy too. She's throwing a temper tantrum. As soon as Trixie's mommy opened the door, she asked, "Where's Knuffle Bunny?" Look at Trixie. She's kind of like, "I tried to tell you." And the dad's like, The whole family ran down the block, and they ran through the park. Now, did you notice it when I showed you the washing machine, that Knuffle Bunny was in there? They zoomed past the school and into the laundromat. Trixie's daddy looked for Knuffle Bunny and looked and looked and looked. But Knuffle Bunny was nowhere to be found. Oh, Trixie looks so sad, nervous, scared. So Trixie's daddy decided to look harder until, oh, there's another good time word. Knuffle Bunny! They found it. And those were the first words Trixie ever said. And that's the end of that book. So in that book, Trixie still loved her Knuffle Bunny. Or it might be Knuffle. Actually, I think that's how Trixie says it, is Knuffle. I think the other girl in the other story actually says Knuffle. But anyway, in this story, Trixie lost something, and she was really upset about it. So what we're going to do today is write a story kind of like this one, because it's a story that could really happen to us, right? So think about a time that maybe you lost something and how you felt about it, and tell the story. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to go through the steps of planning and writing a story about some time when I lost something. Okay, so this was a little while ago, but I lost my car keys one time. So see what I'm doing first? I'm telling you my story. I haven't started writing anything yet. I'm telling it. Okay, so that's what you're going to do first. You're going to think of it, I guess, and then tell your story to somebody at home. Okay, so that's what I'm doing right now. I thought of my story. It's about when I lost my keys, and now I'm telling it to you. Okay, so I was in the grocery store, and I was kind of in a hurry, so I didn't take my purse. I just took my car keys, and I just was, well, I think I had my, like my card, my, either some money or my credit card in my back pocket and my car keys. So I go in there and I'm walking around and I'm looking at things and buying things, but I don't even have a cart. I'm just holding everything in my hands. And then I get to the checkout and I get my stuff and I pay for it, and I go outside and I can't unlock my car because I don't have my keys in my hand. And I don't have my purse, so my keys are not in my purse. So I'm like, well, where did my keys go? I had them when I went in. Ugh. So I kind of freaked out. So I had to go in the store and walk all over the store to find my keys. And guess what? I had set my keys on top of a loaf of bread in the bread section while I was like looking at the bread to decide which one I wanted. So I had like set it up there, looked at the bread, and then just walked off and just left the keys up there. So thankfully I found them and it was all fine. So that's a whole lot of story. Like, I'm going to have to shorten this. So now I'm going to practice touching and telling to make sure I can fit it in my page, okay? So first I thought of it, then I told you, and now I'm touching and telling. Okay, so let's see. One day, I'll start with one day. One day I lost my car keys at the grocery store. Let's start with that. One day I lost my car keys at the grocery store, okay? I'm not writing, I'm just talking. Let's see. I was in a hurry. How do I want to say this? I was in a hurry and carried them into the store. Okay. I was in a hurry and carried them into the store. When I got to my car, they were gone. Because I kind of wanted the end to be a surprise that we found them on a loaf of bread. So then I'm going to say, I searched through the store and finally found them on top of a loaf of bread. So I'm going to add that word finally. Okay, so I'm going to tell it again to make sure I have it right before I actually do the writing. So here, one day I lost my car keys in the grocery store. I hurried through the store and went out to my car to put the groceries away. See, I changed it a little bit. I hurried through the store and got out to my car and my keys were gone. I searched through the store and finally found them on a loaf of bread. Whew, okay, so it can change as I go. That's okay. So now I'm going to try to write it, okay? One time, here we go. One day, I lost my keys in the grocery store. See how easy it is for me to write it now that I've said it? In the grocery store. Okay, I wrote that. One day I lost my keys in the grocery store. And then I said, I was in a hurry. I was in a hurry. When I got to my car, my keys were gone. Okay, here. I searched through the store. The store. I searched through the store. Finally, I found them on a loaf of bread. Whew, look at all that writing I did. But it wasn't that bad because I told it, and then I touched and told, and then I wrote. And then I would go back and add my illustrations. Okay? I can't wait to hear your story about a time that you lost something.